Let me press the pretty button. Do not dare this.
It's buzzing too. So.
My head is disappearing. My head is coming back into view.
Hello, Alex. This is a video just for you. Firstly, we have a kitten, and then we have the beach. Bye. Do I just say hello? What do we normally do?
No, you just start. You don't say hello because when we say hello, it sounds bad.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
There's quite a lot because I need it to be good. I need it to be good though.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, can go away now.
Oh, you're doing your bit. Okay.
Well,
Hope you had. Well,
can you just stop doing things? I can just do this. Love you.
we're talking about hearing God in new places, and I think this is the first time we've filmed in the garden.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what changes do you feel God calling you to as we move out of lockdown?
I think for me, the new normal does involve going back to physical church, going back to having buildings open. But it's going to be a kind of hybrid for a while, part online and part in our buildings. There will be people that don't feel they want to come back yet. And, you know, we've reached new people by being online, and I want to keep that going for my churches here, as well as I'm sure you do for Churspacious.
So, what does that mean for you and Churspacious?
I hope I'll still be able to kind of photobomb you occasionally and join in your videos and etc. But I think that we're probably going to record services in the churches, so I'll be here occasionally and I'll still be online and listening to the conversations and joining in and sticking my oar in, but I actually have to go back to my day job now. What about you? What do you think God is calling Churspacious to do now that the new normal is kind of maybe coming here?
Well, I think some people probably assume that Churspacious will stop. It's not going to stop. We need to keep going and keep finding ways to reach out and be a safe space for those who maybe don't feel safe in physical churches, but also for those for whom physical churches are a part of their church life, but there is something additional, something different that Churspacious brings into that discipleship.
Do you think some people will go back to their physical churches and leave Churspacious?
I think some people might, but if you are going back to physical church, I'd like to say hang around for a bit and see if Churspacious adds anything to your church life. If it doesn't, that's okay. We'll be sad to see you go. But it may well be that a kind of new hybrid church belonging where people belong to physical churches and online churches is useful.
What about new people? How does Churspacious reach new people? Our reading today is about God talking to people in new places. How are you going to reach out to the public?
one of the things that we're talking about and thinking about as we move forward with Churspacious is how to be both public and private. And I know that so far some of you who have participated in the survey have expressed that you'd really like Churspacious to have a bit of both, but aren't sure what that would look like. And actually, there are ways to do that. We can have, for example, a public Facebook page and a private group, maybe called something like the Churspacious Cloisters, where we have that more safe space, more kind of conversation between ourselves, but also to have public spaces where we can share things that we would like the wider world outside of Churspacious to also hear.
I think it's the same with physical church. Although we're returning to worship in our buildings, we're not necessarily returning to all the weekday activities. But one of my churches is looking at the gardens and how perhaps that space can be a bit more welcoming and a bit more used by the local community. And so hopefully that's going to be a way of bringing church a little bit more public for the physical buildings too.
But first, a break, right?
Yes, we're going on holiday!
So we won't be on Churspacious for the next week because we're going on holiday, and it was important to both of us, I think, that holiday be completely off-grid, because as much as we love you all, both of us have found that communication, not so much with Churspacious, but emails actually, during lockdown have got pretty intense. We get an awful lot of them. So it's good to just take a week to completely chill and completely be offline and off-grid, and we look forward to seeing you when we come back. But in the meantime, be lovely to each other, fill in the survey if you haven't yet done so, and enjoy your week.
Absolutely. God bless.
Bye.